Hello, my name is Nur Adriana Atirah binti Muhammad Faizal, and I would like to talk about the strategy to meet the objective of the management plan. We should know what is protected area. Protected area is a specific geographic space that is designed and managed to conserve its natural resource, biodiversity, and cultural heritage. These areas are protected by legal or other effective means to prevent harmful human activities such as unsustainable development or resource extraction and ensure the conservation of the ecosystem and wildlife. The first strategy that we can do to manage the protected area is to do ecological monitoring and research, which is including biodiversity monitoring, habitat monitoring, and research projects. For now, we go to the biodiversity monitoring, which is focused in involve tracking the population, behavior, and health of different species, particularly those that are threatened or endangered. The purpose of this is to detect the decline in the population or sign of disease or stress by regular observing species managers. Early detection helps to implement timely intervention before a species or habit is seriously affected. The method that can be used is field survey, camera track, satellite monitoring, or taking animals for tracking. Study of biodiversity monitoring, I choose Kruger National Park. In Kruger National Park, the species like rhinos, African wild dog, and the cheetahs are regularly monitored due to their vulnerable status. For example, monitoring rhinos includes tracking their population dynamic, health like a sign of disease or injury, its movement and behavior. Surveillance techniques such as aerial survey, camera trap, and GPS collar are used to track this animal in real time. The data collected helps to understand their needs, their behavior in response to the threats like poaching or habitat loss, and their ability to reproduce and maintain health. Now let's move to the habitat monitoring. Habitat monitoring is manage the excess vegetation, water resource, and other ecological features to maintain suitable habitats. The purpose of this is to ensure ecosystem health and biodiversity by assessing vegetation health, managing disturbance like a fire and grazing, and support the wildlife conservation. It helps to detect habitat degradation, inform the fire management, and track the impact of invasive species. The method that can be used is field survey track plant community and identify change in vegetation. Aerial and satellite imagery monitor large area for vegetation change, and area survey and field inspections help manage invasive. For the case study of the habitat monitoring, I choose the Kruger National Park for the example. Kruger National Park do the monitoring of the Labrador River system to ensure water quality and availability for aquatic and terrestrial species. The system is vital for the park's aquatic and terrestrial ecosystem. The process involves regularly assessing the water quality and quantity to ensure it supports species that depend on it, such as fish, amphibians, and mammals that rely on the river for hydration and habitat. Additionally, this monitoring helps to detect any environment stressor such as pollution or drought, which could disrupt the ecology balance and inform necessary management intervention. The other one is research project. The purpose of the research project is to conduct study in conservation, biodiversity, wildlife behavior, and ecological process to support adaptive management and informed decision making. The method that we can use is monitoring species population and habitat to guide conservation effort, tracking animal movement and interaction to understand behavior and support species protection. For the study case, research project at the Kruger National Park. Kruger National Park has a long monitor its elephant population, which is one of the largest in Africa. Researchers track elephant number, age structure, and migration pattern using aerial surveys, ground counts, and GPS tracking collars. In addition, they observe the impact of the elephant on the environment, such as tree damage and habitat degradation. Monitoring elephant population helps understand their role in ecosystem as well as how the large number impact vegetation and other species. This data is crucial for balancing elephant conservation with habitat preservation. Studies on elephant behavior, social structures, and their interaction with other species help inform decisions about how to manage population without negatively affecting the park's biodiversity. Now we move to the strategy 2, which is anti-poaching and security. The purpose of the anti-poaching and security is to protect wildlife from the illegal activities, particularly poaching, which is threatens endangered species. The method that can be used is deploy technologies such as drone, GPS tracking, and infrared cameras along the site ground patrols to monitor and prevent poaching. For the case study of the anti-poaching and security at Kruger National Park is Kruger National Park using the infrared equipped drones to track poachers at night. These drones are an advanced anti-poaching technology that allow for aerial surveillance in low visibility conditions. Equipped with thermal imaging cameras, they can detect the heat signature of poachers and animals in the real time. This method is highly effective with a large densely vegetated area where ground patrol might struggle to locate illegal activity. The drones provide the crucial information to rangers, enabling swift and precise action to intercept poachers before they can harm wildlife. We move to the strategy number 3, which is doing the community engagement and education. The goal of the community engagement and education is to foster collaborative conservation effort, reduce human-wildlife conflict, and build a sense of the shared responsibility for the park's preservation. Engaging local community ensure that conservation goals are supported by those who live in and around the park. The method that can be used is create the employment opportunities and support the community-based project to build the positive relationship. We also can educate the public about the conservation through the visitor centers, outreach program, and a school initiative. For the case study of community engagement and education at Kruger National Park, the Matsulu Community Development Program provides locals with employment opportunities in conservation-related work, including ecotourism and anti-poaching efforts. This trains community ties to the park and encourage activity participation in its protection. Next, the kids in the parks program teach the South African school children about the biodiversity, wildlife protection, and environmental stewardship. By educating children, Kruger ensures that future generations understand the importance of conservation and can become active participants in safeguarding the environment. The last strategy is strategy number 4, which is sustainable tourism. The purpose of sustainable tourism is to generate revenue that directly support conservation efforts while minimizing the ecological impact of tourism activities. By balancing economic benefit with the environment preservation, it aims to ensure that tourism supports the park's long-term sustainability. The method that can be used is managing visitor number to prevent overcrowding and minimize the strain on the ecosystem. The park promotes responsible tourism practice and ensure that infrastructure such as accommodation and roads is developed with minimal environmental impact. The next is the method to ensure responsible behavior. The staff should educate visitors about the park ecological significance and the needs to protect the wildlife. The guidelines are provided to how to interact with nature in the way and does not disrupt the ecosystem, such as maintaining safe distance from animals and reducing waste. Let's see the case study for sustainable tourism at Kruger National Park. The example of the sustainable tourism at the Kruger is the Crocodile Bridge Rest Camp, which is developed with the eco-friendly principle in mind. The camp is designed to minimize its environment impact using energy efficient system, waste cycling programs, and sustainable water management practice. Additionally, the camps designed respect the nature surrounding, blending into the landscape to minimize disruption to wildlife and habitat. Conclusion, success lies at the junction between the conservation and management plan and ecological research, anti-poaching initiative, community engagement, and sustainable tourism. Kruger National Park serves as an overarching model for protection of biodiversity. Each strategy, whether monitoring endangered species or fighting poaching using technology, restoring habitat, or working across the border, will act in synergy with a view of maintaining park its resilience against such perturbation. Kruger asserts the needs for adaptive management and flexibility as far as an emergency response to solution to environment change is concerned. The careful planning, use data for information decision-making, and collaboration with local and global stakeholders make this a model for efficient conservation management.